Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go.
Hello, RailCats fans, and welcome back to another edition of the RailCats Talk Podcast. I'm your host, Kyle Savevich, and we have plenty to talk about. We have the Cleburne series, the trade, and looking forward to Sioux Falls here. So we're just going to go ahead and jump right into this. This is my third time recording this because I've jacked up a couple times and a couple things. I have things written down wrong, but I figured out and fixed it. So yeah, let's talk about the first game. The first game for the Railroaders. What a crazy series. First of all, I said last week this was a big series just because of the fact that, you know, Cleburne, every time the RailCats play Cleburne, they play them tough, but it always seems like Cleburne takes the edge a little bit, and that's in a situation that kind of sucks for the RailCats. You know, last time we faced them, we only went one game, so taking a split out of this wasn't too terribly bad, and it was a very impressive game series to a certain extent. I have some quarrels with some of the stuff that happened, but it was an emotional roller coaster ride. Getting into game one, very strong first inning from the RailCats. Top half of the inning, Lingua had like a 15 pitch inning, which was crazy. He just kept fouling balls off. I don't think he reached, or he did reach. He ended up drawing a walk out of it. Like, when you just look at here, he had foul ball, foul ball, foul ball. Like, he just kept going, and it was crazy that he ended up, that kind of stuff. But Valera and Del Valle both RBI'd, had singles in that one, and then the first inning lasted 52 minutes. 52 freaking minutes. It's a long time. And that was a little bit to contribute with the mound debacle going on. So Cleburne has a artificial turf field, and the mound is dirt. So from my understanding is that they don't have a true grounds crew, they just have a maintenance crew. And the maintenance crew could really be up to 1 to 2 people, because really when it comes to a artificial turf, all you need to do is have like a special rake attached to a tractor and just rake the whole field basically. And that's just to get like little rubber pellets back into proper place if they wash away or whatever the case may be after playing on it, that kind of stuff. But it looked like the mound, even in that first game, it really looked like there was a divot in that mound in the first place. And I think that's what they caught, was that divot, and Harrison Francis didn't really like it. The way he was stepping, it looked like he was going to roll his ankle. Not saying that doing the mound visit or fixing the mound really helped him in his outing to a certain extent. But I think it needed to be done anyways, and I think that's a little bit of failure there on Cleburne for not making sure that mound was done. I give full credit to the RailCats grounds crew. I think they do a phenomenal job in the first place. The field always looks spectacular. I think it looks like one of the best playing surfaces, and a lot of people, I guess I haven't talked to a lot of people, but most people say that, Gary's playing turf is very nice. So full credit to the grounds crew on that. They do a phenomenal job of making sure that the game is ready. Even after the long rain delay, or the rained out game last week, that field was flooded, and coming back that next afternoon, the field looked like there wasn't even a drop of rain on it. Now, I know you had some time overnight and all that kind of stuff, but I'm just saying they do a phenomenal job. The field always looks great. They're always on top of it. So it's one thing better they do than Cleburne does. Can't get the mountain right. Like, it's a mountain full of dirt. Just like rake it in, make it look nice. I just don't understand how hard that is. Being a professional team, like, that should be the main focus. That's the only thing you really have to take care of. But that's beside the point. Going back to the first here after the mound and all the other stuff, Harrison Francis gets the first out. Narrier singles. They had the mound issue. And then, Narrier stole second. Hill walks. And then Boswell hits the ball to Gio. Gio catches it, does a little spin move, throws it to first. The ball's not caught. and it looked like he overthrew him. Like, oh, that kind of sucks. That hurts. But then, kind of looking back at it, I should say, Ryan Zimmerman is the one that kind of addressed my attention to it after watching the replay. Valera slipped and fell, and I was like, really? You slipped and fell? Like, it wasn't like a rushed play. Like, it really wasn't that rushed. Like, he could have taken his time, and he slipped and fell. Like, I get it happens. It just always seems like with the RailCats, if when I get later into the series, pitchers having a hot streak, it all seems to fall apart at one point. It just they always seem to fall apart in bad opportunities for the RailCats, and that's always seems to what happens. And I don't understand how that happens, but it does. So yeah, the RailCats end up falling out of that. Let's see. In that first inning, Harrison France gave up 3 walks, 3 hits, 2 back-to-back ground rule doubles, and that's the other thing I don't like about artificial turf is the ball always bounces. Like, it just bounce. Like, ground rule doubles, I feel like are a special oddity to the game. But when it's on artificial turf, it's just annoying. Because, like, yeah, you had a great hit. That's awesome. But I think it's one of those situations to where, like, the ball you could have gotten to third, and with it being an artificial turf, it just bounced over the wall. And instead of 3, you get 2. It's just like, it doesn't feel like it's really rewarded to a certain extent. So that's why I hate artificial turf. But I get it at the same time why they might have it, because the temperatures do reach 100. I understand that it's probably really hard to maintain a non-artificial field without, a lot of watering and it being blazing hot all the time in the sun. So I can understand how it's a little bit difficult, but it's just like, it's annoying. I just don't like it. So Narrier, Alexander, Boswell, Carriotis, they all scored in the first. Narrier scored for Cleburne in the second. Mariaga and Castillo both hit triples back-to-back at bats, but Mariaga scored on the next. After he hit a triple, he scored on a wild pitch, and then Castillo hit his triple. Del Valle hit a sac fly, and then Lingual had an RBI single. Then Mariaga hit a solo home run to dead center. That was just a beauty. The power came through. He finally hit one. I believe that was for his 6th of the year. Then something weird happened. After Castillo flew out to right, things just kind of Mariaga hit his home run. Then there was barking. Castillo was barking at Klitsch. I think that's how you pronounce his name. Klitsch. He was barking at it. There was something going back and forth. The umpires had to kind of separate the issue. Then Castillo flew out to right field, and the benches cleared. I have no idea what happened or what was said. Maybe if I get a chance to talk to Castillo, I'll ask him about that, because I don't know what happened. That is just crazy. It always seems like when they get together, someone's going to say something, and the benches are going to clear. Like, there's no doubt about it, and that's what makes this series. Like I said, the rivalry really sparked last year, especially when Cleburne was struggling, and then they caught fire, and then it was just like those two hit together, and it was just like, yeah, this is going to be a rivalry for the rest of time potentially. So I'm not sure what happened there. Both Boswell and Castillo were both ejected from the game. I believe that Contreras came in for Castillo on that portion of it. But going here to the 5th inning, Nova hit a home run. I think that was the only scoring that happened there. Yeah. Then home run. Then Valera hit an RBI double, and then going into the 6th. Contreras hit a home run, then Cadell hit a home run. That was those were all solo home runs on that portion of it. Going into I think that was it for the RailCats. Yeah, that was it for them, scoring the 2 and the 6. They were done for the day. And then in the 7th, Adi Nunez, Aaron Phillips, and Yohan Valdez, they came in and they shut things down. They only gave up 2 hits, 1 walk, struck out 3 in 3 1/3 inning. Jack Eisenbarger came on for the 8th, and it where it got very interesting. It was 10-7 at that point. He gave up 3 hits, 2 runs, all in 1 inning plus a strikeout. RailRoaders hit a 2-run home run to make it to 10-9. Quentin was the last out after so that was a weird one as well. So Quentin Quintana was sitting on second, and he went to steal third before Eisenbarger even started his motion, and he was caught out at third. That's a lucky break for the RailCats if I've ever seen one, which really helped them propel that afterwards. DJ Wilkinson came in for the save in the 9th, just giving up the 1 walk and 1 strikeout, and that was it for game 1. The crazy 4-hour game that the RailCats played against Cleburne. Adi Nunez was awarded with the win. Then game 2, we're just kind of gonna speed through this one. That was like this game was kind of bad. The first inning, Gio Diaz, 200 IQ play. He was outstanding. Let me just look here. This loss here. He gets on base. He steals second, and he goes to steal third. The ball is overthrown. He scores. He comes home. That was the only runs the RailCats score all day. That's it. Cuello didn't have his best. I guess I should tell you what Harrison Francis did. Harrison Francis, he went 3 2/3 innings, gave 10 hits, 7 runs, 5 earned, 4 walks, and 3 strikeouts. Not the best. Looking here at the game 2, Cuello went 5 1/3 inning, gave up 10 hits, 8 runs, 8 earned, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts. Not his best. He kind of helped. It kind of got better after the first inning. He gave up 3 in the first, and it kind of got a little bit better after that. He struggled. Sorry for yawning. I'm just got off of work. He struggled in that portion of it. Let's see here. After that was it. That's basically all that I'm really going to talk about in that one. That was just a forgettable game. Jared Price came in. He pitched 1 2/3 inning, gave up 3 hits, 1 run, one run, which was earned, 1 strikeout. Matt Leon, he pitched 1 inning, gave up 2 hits, 3 strikeouts. Going on to game 3, which I nicknamed Crazy Game Part 2, because it was a 18-9, or no, not that was the 10-7 game. When we look here, Gio Diaz opens up with his 2nd home run of the season, 3rd straight opening scoring game for the RailCats. Cleburne scored 3 runs in the first, a 2-run home run by Boswell. Third straight game the RailCats gave up the lead in the first. Looking the second, Nova and Lingual hit sac flies. Gio hit an RBI single for his 2nd RBI of the game. LG, let's see. That doesn't really matter. LG got caught. I don't know why I really wrote that down. It was just one of those. He got caught going to third after he thought Carvios was gonna go to hold on the ball, and Cadell single. It happens. Boswell hits his 2nd home run in this game. I must have missed that out of that. Gio hits his 3rd RBI, which tied the game. Mariagi gets an RBI single, take the lead at 6-5. Del Valle hits an RBI on a bases loaded walk, make it 7-5. Diaz was 4 for 4 4 RBIs. I think he got another RBI out of that one, so that made it 8-5. Valera hits a double, uh, doubles home a run, 9-5. So the one thing that I'm kind of confused about a little bit with Cadell, as his catching, as I put this in, he seems to carry his helmet around a lot, and he doesn't really make a good play on the ball necessarily, which I think sometimes hinders him back there. I don't know. Just drop the mask. Just take the mask off and drop it, because one of two things: you're holding on the mask and you're trying to catch a ball. Just 2 hands on it. Just please. Just please do that. I just don't know how I feel about that. Then so on the 6th, Adi comes out for relief, and going into this was, he had 8 appearances, 10 innings, no runs, and he had no runs, basically no hits going into he had a great stretch. That stretch did end, but he had a really great stretch going into that. After his inning, he went 9 innings, no run, or 9 appearances, 11 innings, no runs. And then in the 9th, I don't know what the RailCats had a high of 8 walks in this game. Season high of 8 walks. Valera RBI ground out, made it 10-5. Cleburne scores 2 in the 9th. Jack Eisenbarger, he's the one that kind of came in and closed it. He had another rough outing. He gave up 2 hits, 2 runs, 3 walks, 2 strikeouts, which had to make it interesting. Again, the RailCats had this steadily in mind, and not an issue at all. Going here into Game 4, the 18-9 game, which was just Chris Irwin came in. He pitched 4 innings, 7 hits, 4 runs, 3 earned, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts. Adi Nunez is the one that's awarded the win. This one, he had his rough outing. He pitched 1 inning, gave up 5 hits, 4 earned, 4 runs, 2 walks, 1 strikeout. That was a little bit rough on that one. And then this was the first game the RailCats didn't score. And then I think, Cleburne scored. The second, Castillo singles home run, which ties the game. RailCats explode. 9 runs. Decker, Langlois, Diaz, Valera. Valera had 3 RBIs on a double. Castillo had 2 RBIs, and Del Valle all scored RBIs in the second inning. Cleburne got a home run, made it 9-2 there. Cleburne scored 2 in the 3rd, making it 9-4 in the 4th. Castillo gets an RBI, his 3rd of the game. Del Valle, his 2nd of the game. Nova was hit by a pitch, which brought home Decker, which made it 13-4. Cleburne scored 4 runs in the 5th, 13-8. Greeley with an RBI single made it 14-8. Nova came home from second on an error, and that was the end of the scoring for the RailCats. Cleburne did kind of make it a little bit interesting towards the end-ish. Not really. They only scored 1 in the bottom of the 9th, and if I can pull that up, or am I just not seeing it? Doesn't look like I can. So yeah. Then in the Game 5, looking here at the 4-9 game, it was really Cleburne all the way until basically the end. But there was just nothing that the RailCats could do against Huang. He pitched 4 innings, gave up 4 hits, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts. Vivas pitched 6 innings. He gave up 8 hits, 6 runs, which were all earned, 4 walks, 5 strikeouts. It was a very rough beginning of those 6. The first 2, he gave 4 in the first, which really kind of set the tone. After that, he was pretty dominant through the rest, and he only gave up 2 more runs after that, 1 in the 2nd and 1 in the 4th. So yeah, that was a little bit of a rough spell on that one. Narrier homered, Klein hit a single. Then uh, uh, Ryan Hernandez hit a 3-run home run, which made it the 4-0. Yeah, that's it. And then in the second, Lingua made a nice dive. He made some nice diving plays. Klein scored an RBI single, make it 5-0. Del Valle made a nice catch out in right field. He fell down and caught the ball, which pretty good. That was just kind of the other things to talk about. Del Valle hit a 2-run double, which made it 6-2. Hernandez got two RBI single, 8-2. Hernandez 1 RBI. So in the 9-2, then it ended up being 9-4. Diaz hits a 2 RBI single in the 9th. That's it on that one. Yesterday's game, Bentis actually came out. He pitched a pretty good game, and I kind of crapped on him a little bit, because I forget what game it was. Was it the 10-9 or 18-9 game? Yeah, the 18-9 game. He pitched 1 inning, gave up 1 run, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts. So like he's better now, but yeah. So he had a good start. Maybe that's where he should be. Maybe starting is his calling. I'm not sure. But he went 3 innings, gave up 1 hit, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts. Adi Nunez rebounded. He pitched 2 innings, had 1 strikeout, and then Aaron Phillips blows up. He pitched 1 inning, gave up 4 hits, 5 runs, all earned, 1 walk, 1 strikeout. Eisenbarger comes in, pitches 2 scoreless innings for the RailCats, but their offense just really couldn't do anything until the 8th inning, which Falera doubled and Lingua scored, and then Castillo on a fielder's choice, Diaz scored on that. So those are the 2 runs for the RailCats. I mean, all in all, where we're at right now in the standings portion of it here in the East, the RailCats are 4 games behind Lake Country. It could have been a lot worse. I know Lake Country was on a little bit of a hot streak. It was more of King County's been on a hot streak. They are now tied together for that 4th one. King County has the tiebreaker, so they're actually in the 4th position. So I mean, it's just when it comes down to playing King County and the Dock Hounds, they just kind of have to take it for what it is, and they're just gonna have to, you're facing King County right after Chicago, then you're facing Lake Country, then back to King County, and that Lake Country series is going to be very important. That's the last time you play Lake Country at Lake Country. That's going to be a big one, but I mean, really, it's going to be a tough road at the end for the RailCats. You got Fargo, then you got Chicago, then you got Chicago again, then you got Milwaukee. Like, it's going to be a tough road. The easiest part of their schedule was very upper echelon at the beginning of the year, and they kind of took a hold of that a little bit. Then they started to slip when they kind of played King County on that portion of it. So we'll see how that one rolls out. But just looking at the next series here against Sioux Falls. Looking at Sioux Falls, I want their schedule. They just got done playing Lake Country, and Lake Country took 2 out of 3. That portion of it. So hopefully we're able to jump up on that. Actually, being in Sioux Falls, there were high scoring games. 12-17, 17-2, 15-6. So maybe hopefully coming to the Steel Yard, it's not going to be as high scoring. I believe the RailCats took 2 out of 3, or nope, they took 1 out of 4 against Sioux Falls. So that's redemption there a little bit. I know it was up in the birdcage. It was kind of crazy, hectic, that kind of stuff. So hopefully they're able to take that and go with it. So Sioux Falls is next, and then it's Sioux City after that. Hopefully going to be the next 2 games. I don't know. We're going to a Matchbox 20 concert in Indianapolis on Saturday, and then Friday night we're going down to watch a Fever game, and we have to drop the dogs off on Thursday. So we're gonna see how that all kind of plays itself out. So it'll probably be another week until I do another podcast, and it's going to be a little bit different on that portion of it. But looking at the recent transaction, so Jacob Bockley is now a member of the Gary South Shore RailCats, and Matt Leon moves on from Gary and goes to Winnipeg. So when we look here at let's see, is he even up yet on here? No, he is not. Maybe I have to go to Winnipeg. I don't know why that on the one. Oh, maybe this is what I gotta do. All right, never mind. I figured it out. So looking at Jacob Bockley, he's played 41 games for the Winnipeg Goldeyes. He's batting at .261. He has 37 hits, 17. He scored 17 runs. He has 38 RBIs and 7 home runs. And you know, Chuck made a point of why are we getting a .261 hitter when that really isn't what we should be going for necessarily. But when we look at maybe the DH role itself, Jose Contreras, he's played in 26 games. He's batting a .229. I think Bockley could probably play catcher. When I looked at one of his stats, it said catcher. But you know, when you're looking at the catchers yet alone here, Seth Cadell's only batting a .191, and Greeley's batting a .239. So really, is it that bad to add another .261? Because I mean, when you look at the stats realistically here, once we're past Del Valle, it dropped to .239. So really, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He would be the 9th. Now, you know, maybe you're going to keep Decker in there. He seemed like he's doing really well. Maybe it's just another bat that you might need. Maybe some experience. I'm not 100% sure. Just looking at the pitching, you know, let's just go by games appeared in. Matt Leon pitched in 22, 24 innings. You know, he's been on the midder portion of that role there. The 5.18 ERA. He had 38 strikeouts, 19 walks, 14 runs given up. I mean, I can kind of see it to a certain extent, but it seems like we're depleting people from the pitching staff that we shouldn't necessarily be getting rid of. I don't know if there's something that the inner works, if there's something that happened, or Matt Leon is just not happy with his role, or what the situation may be. But yeah, that's what I got. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the next series against Sioux Falls. It should be a good one. Like I said, I'll probably keep the standings going. I know we're still decently far out in that portion of it, but just to kind of get understanding where we're kind of at in the season. Like I said, the season's kind of winding down here, and it's getting close to the end on that portion of it. So yeah, that's gonna wrap it up for me. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, rest of your evening, whenever you're watching this, and go Cats.
The 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Wrap this one up in green and white.